Hello bookworms! Today I'm going to be sharing all of the special edition books that I own. So all of the special editions, exclusive editions, book box editions, all the editions. I have a couple of special edition videos planned, and this is going to be the first one in a series of like 3 videos. And yeah, so let's just get started. First up, I have the leather-bound editions of The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. I backed this project on Kickstarter last year, and I just got them in the mail like last month. They were just in my last book haul. They are stunning, stunning books. I'll just show you some of the, I kind of did this in my book haul, but just to reiterate how beautiful these are. They're just like special in every single way, and I am obsessed with them. Next, I have the Illumicrate edition of From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is actually another one that I just picked up last month, and well, I pre-ordered it and it just shipped and I received it last month. And again, super, super stunning. Illumicrate did an amazing job with this one. I was trying to go in bookshelf order, but I have a whole bunch of Cassandra Clare special editions, so I think I'm going to save those for last. So next I have the Owlcrate edition of The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. This was one of the books in their like monthly book boxes a couple of years ago. It's a green cover versus the original black cover, and it came signed, and then I had actually gone to an event and Melissa signed it too, and she wrote, "To the lovely Kristen, a beautiful Instagrammer, reader, and human," which was really nice. Next up, I have a lot of Simon Snow books to share. First, we have the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition of Wayward Son. This one has a really pretty moon underneath the dust jacket and very pretty end papers. These are the end papers on the other side. Then I have the Indigo special edition of Wayward Son. We've got different artwork here, and then you can't really see this, but there's actually a sun that's on this cover. It's just like raised, but it isn't foiled. And then we've got different artwork on these end papers. And finally, we have the Waterstones edition of Wayward Son. This one is probably one of my favorites. It's a little bit shorter than the other ones, but it has absolutely beautiful sprayed pages. And then the hardcover actually matches those sprayed pages. This artwork matches the end papers of the last book that I showed, and same artwork here. Then I have the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition of Any Way the Wind Blows. This was the most recent release and the final book in the Simon Snow trilogy. So this has a pink cover instead of the blue, I think is the regular edition. We've got some artwork on the end paper. We have a sword on the cover, and we've got more artwork on the other end papers. And then I have the Waterstones edition of Any Way the Wind Blows, and this one again is just gorgeous. This one is probably like the most beautiful sprayed pages that I own, and again, it matches. The hardcover is amazing. We've got the same artwork in here and same artwork here too. I actually currently have the bookshelf edition of Carry On in my shopping cart online, and I'm going to pick that up this month. So I don't have that for this video, but that is being added to my collection like very soon. Then I got the Fairy Loot editions of the Iron Fey series by Julie Kagawa. So this is the first book, The Iron King. It has gorgeous sprayed pages with these like beautiful feathers on it, and then the ends are just like the plain green. There's artwork underneath the dust jacket, and it's also signed by Julie Kagawa. Then we have book 2, The Iron Daughter. Again, beautiful sprayed pages, backing, and then it is also signed. Then we have book 3, The Iron Queen. Again, we've got the beautiful pages, the backing, Julie's signature. And then we've got The Iron Knight, which is the final book, and those are the sprayed edges and the backing. And they actually also did an edition of The Iron Raven, which is the new book. Unfortunately, I didn't get a copy of that, so I feel like I'm going to be scouring eBay in my future. Then I have the 10th anniversary edition of Graceling. This one was more widely available, but it was just a special edition that they did in honor of the 10th anniversary. So this, I think I ordered from like Book Depository. And honestly, aside from the like pretty hardcover version, there's nothing really else about it that makes it a special edition. Then I have the Owlcrate edition of The Bone Houses by Emily Lloyd Jones. This originally had a black cover, but I like the white cover so much better. And this was also signed by Emily. Then I have the Barnes & Noble special edition of The King of Elfhame by Holly Black. This is the novella set in the Folk of the Air trilogy, and it takes place after the events of Queen of Nothing. Beautiful end papers. And the hardcover is quite nice too. Then I have the Owlcrate edition for Shadow of the Fox by Julie Kagawa. The cover is different for this one because the colors are actually the inverse of each other. So on the original edition, the main portion of the book is black and then this little piece here is red. And then it is also signed by Julie Kagawa. And I got an ARC of this book at Book Expo, so I kept my signed page from that ARC. And I'm so glad that I did because this is one of my favorite series ever. Then I also have the Owlcrate exclusive edition of Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. This is a beautiful purple cover instead of the teal on the main cover. It's this beautiful eye on the back. And then it is also signed by Margaret. Then I have the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition of Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco. And I currently have the second one on pre-order. I cannot wait for the next book. This one has a white cover versus the usual black cover. And I'm not sure if the original edition has this too, but these end papers are amazing. Then I have the Throne of Glass Collector's Edition. This is the spine, this is the backing, and this is actually a slipcase. So this is what the book looks like outside of the slipcase. It is a stunner. And then these are the end papers. I would love if they would do the rest of the series. And then I also have the collector's edition for A Court of Thorns and Roses. This is the spine, this is the back, and again, this is slip-cased. So I love this. This foiling, we've got Feyre holding the bow and arrow in the woods. Like, oh, I just love it. And then this is the back. And if you actually open this, that is essentially one of the first scenes of the book. Then I have this edition of The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. It has the black sprayed pages. This is the back of it. I'm actually not 100% sure what edition this is. That's the end papers. And this is, how beautiful is that? Then I have both of the Illumicrate editions of Uprooted and Spinning Silver. They also came in a box because this was like a box set, but I take my books out of box set cases usually, unless it's like a single book with a slipcase. Do you do that too, or is that just me? I have like an area in my apartment where I keep all of the boxes, so I do still have them, but I just don't use them on my bookshelf. These are the Illumicrate versions. They actually match the original UK covers for these books, which I did have, but I liked that these ones had sprayed pages. So Uprooted has gold and Spinning Silver obviously has silver. These are the backs. These are the end pages for Uprooted, and look at that. And look at that spine. These are so beautiful. I actually, now that I'm like looking at it again, I'm like, do I want to take the dust jacket off? Because it is really pretty as just a hardcover. And then Spinning Silver, again, beautiful end papers, beautiful castle, and then beautiful, beautiful, beautiful spine. I still have to read Spinning Silver. That is on my TBR for winter. Then I have the 10th anniversary edition of Name of the Wind. This again is one that was more widely released, but it was a release for the 10th anniversary, which reminds me, like, where is my 10th anniversary edition of Wise Man's Fear? I've been waiting. It's been more than 10 years since book 2 came out, and I want something to match this. And also, I think that when they do Wise Man's Fear, it has more of like a green kind of color scheme. So I'm thinking like teal green pages. That'll be so beautiful. All of these tabs are from my last reread before I decided to start reading the ebook version. I kind of want to go back and finish my tabbing. This is the spine. Then we've got the end papers, this beautiful spine, and you can't see it, but it says Valeritas on the cover. It's kind of like embossed. And this edition is also like illustrated throughout. Then I have the Nerdy Ink exclusive covers for the Lord of the Rings series. So this is The Hobbit. Then we've got our spine, and this is the back cover. These again are books where I had the books, I purchased their exclusive covers, and then I recovered the books that I already had. So this is first book in Lord of the Rings, the spine, and then we've got the backing. A lot of you ask me about these when you see them in my videos because they sit right behind me, so now you know exactly what they look like. Then we have the two towers, the spine, and the back cover. And then finally we have Return of the King, spine, and the back cover. Then I have the 20th anniversary edition of The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan. This was recently released in honor of the anniversary of the first book in the Wheel of Time series. Oh, sorry, 30th anniversary edition. I don't know why I said 20th, it's the 30th. I imagine that we're going to be seeing more editions of Wheel of Time pop up now that the show is coming out. I know that they're already releasing new paperbacks, which look nice, but kind of like basic. I still like the old old looking fantasy covers best. And then we have a beautiful map on the end papers, and then we have the symbol on the front cover. Then I have the Illumicrate edition of The Last Wish by Andrzej Sapkowski. This is the first book in the Witcher series. It has the black sprayed pages, and then this is the backing, and these are the end papers, this beautiful forest. I will mention this in another video, but I really hope that they continue releasing the rest of this series because these are so beautiful. Then I have the Waterstones special edition of Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I'm planning on reading this fall. I'm like 100% getting to it. I've been putting it off for so long, and I was like so excited. I pre-ordered this book. I really truly think that it's something that I'm going to love, and I can't wait to dive into it. The end pages have the snake. We've got this beautiful cover and then this beautiful, beautiful spine. Then I have the most recent Waterstones special edition of The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. So this one is similar to the other cover except that we've got blue elements, and then it also has blue sprayed pages. There's nothing special on the end pages or underneath. Okay, that was disappointing. Then I have the illustrated editions of the Farseer trilogy by Robin Hobb. So these ones, again, are ones that were more widely released, but they're new, beautiful special editions. I love this cover. This is what the spine looks like, and this is the back cover. We've got a map on the end papers, and this is actually illustrated throughout. Here's an example of it looks like a painting. It's like so pretty. So just an example of some of the artwork throughout this. Then I have book 2, Royal Assassin. So again, widely released, but really, really, really beautifully done. We've got a map again, and this one is illustrated as well. And the third book, Assassin's Quest, which is really pretty. I like these colors the best of any of them. Then I have the collector's edition of Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. This is like a very light pink. I don't know how well it's showing up on camera, but it's like a pastel kind of pink. It's so pretty. I love the pages again. And then this is the backing. And then again, really pretty end papers. And then we also have like a fun map in the back. And then I also have the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition of The Sun is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. This one has the purple sprayed pages. Otherwise it has the same cover, but I love it. It's so pretty. And this is like such a great book. And the hardcover is neon orange, and there's like a bright sun here, and its rays are like shooting out, which is another one that's kind of like embossed on the cover without any foiling, so I don't know if you can see it on camera. Then I have the Barnes & Noble special edition of Fangirl. Fangirl usually has like the mint green cover, so this is like a bright berry color. We've got artwork on the end papers, and this one has a red coffee cup that says Kath on it, and this is our artwork on the back end papers. Then I have the Chapters Indigo version of Fangirl. This one has the blue coffee cup, and the artwork on the end papers is actually the same throughout all of these, including this one, which is the indie bookstore version of Fangirl. This one also has blue coffee cup. Then I have the tour edition of House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. This one was supposed to be released in the UK for people who went to the tour for the release of the book, but obviously with the pandemic, the tour didn't happen, so they ended up releasing them online, and I certainly purchased myself a copy. It has no dust jacket, it's just this beautiful hardback, and I really like this back cover. Is really what got me. And then beautiful end papers. And it's also signed by Sarah. Then I have the Nerdy Ink covers for the Throne of Glass series. So first we have the Assassin's Blade. And these, yet again, are ones where I recovered Throne of Glass books that I already owned with these gorgeous covers. Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, Heir of Fire, my favorite in the series, Queen of Shadows, and I was so excited that this one has Manon on the cover because she's my favorite character and this is my favorite book, so that could not have worked out more perfectly. Empire of Storms. They're just so beautiful. Tower of Dawn, the one that was added in. I was skeptical about Tower of Dawn, and then it ended up being amazing. And finally, Kingdom of Ash, the final book in the Throne of Glass series. Then these, I don't believe, are special editions. They are the hardcover releases for Strange the Dreamer and Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor. I think that they were the original ones that were just released, and I had pre-ordered them through Book Depository, and they have beautiful sprayed pages, but I know that they're extremely difficult to find, so I thought that I would just include them here. I think they like really underestimated how many people were going to want these, and they did not do a print run big enough, in my opinion. Then I have the Illumicrate versions of the Folk of the Air series. So this is the first one, The Cruel Prince. We've got a beautiful spine, beautiful backing, and of course, beautiful, beautiful sprayed pages. Book 2 is The Wicked King. We've got orange sprayed pages, beautiful backing, and again, gorgeous spine. I wish Illumicrate would just release every book that I like. Then we've got Queen of Nothing. This one has black sprayed pages, beautiful backing, and gorgeous spine. Moving on to Victoria Schwab books. I have the Barnes & Noble special edition of A Darker Shade of Magic. This one has like a silver metallic cover and very pretty end papers. It says As Travars on the cover, and these are the end papers on the other side. Maybe we'll switch back and forth with these. That was the Barnes & Noble exclusive collector's edition. Then I have the regular collector's edition, which has a black cover. It has the same artwork, and then it also has the same saying embossed on the cover. Then we have the rose gold cover for A Gathering of Shadows, which is the Barnes & Noble exclusive collector's edition. That's a mouthful. Here's some artwork end paper. And this one says Stas Reckon. And then here is our end paper artwork on the other side. I do wish these had sprayed pages. Then we've got A Gathering of Shadows, which has the black cover again. This one has a red spine, and everything else matches the other edition. Then we have Barnes & Noble exclusive collector's edition of A Conjuring of Light. This one's metallic silver. Here is some of our artwork. This one says Anosh. And here's the rest of our artwork. And finally, the regular collector's edition of A Conjuring of Light. This one has a white spine, and everything else matches. Then I have the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition of The Near Witch, also by Victoria Schwab. This has this like mustard kind of color cover instead of the white. We also have a beautiful map on the end papers, and I love that we have the witch on the cover. Then I have 2 special editions of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by Victoria Schwab. I can't remember which one is the Waterstones exclusive edition and which one is the Illumicrate special edition. I want to say the blue one was Waterstones and this one was Illumicrate, but I'm not 100% sure. But they both have sprayed pages, and both of these books are actually signed by Victoria. This is our cover, and then this is the end papers. And then on this one we have Addie and different end papers. Then I have what I think was called the gift edition of Stardust by Neil Gaiman. It's like a really pretty blue cloth bound edition of Stardust. I do wish that they would do more of Neil's books this way. And then I have this slipcased edition of the 10th anniversary illustrated edition of Coraline. This is actually the back cover. This would be the front of the slipcase. And then this is what the actual book looks like, and it's illustrated, and the other mother's on the back there. Then I have this UK edition of Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine. It's the spine. That's the back cover. Those are the end pages. And it's also signed by Gail Honeyman. Then Golan's did 10th anniversary editions of lots of fantasy books, like adult fantasy books, and I have a bunch of them. So first I have Name of the Wind and Wise Man's Fear. These are the spines, and then these are the backings. They're all like these dark neutral kind of colors, and they all have the foiling on the covers. Then I have Joe Abercrombie's First Law trilogy. So we have The Blade Itself, Before They Were Hanged. Those are the spines. Those are the backs. And the last book, The Last Argument of Kings. And then the spine. And then the back. And they also did them for Mistborn. So we have The Final Empire and The Hero of Ages. And we've got spines. And we've got backings. And the final book, The Well of Ascension. Just kidding. The Well of Ascension is the second book. Hero of Ages is the third book. Then we've got the spine, and then we've got the backing. They also did it for the Gentleman Bastard series. So we have The Lies of Locke Lamora, Red Seas Under Red Skies. We've got the spines. We've got the backings. For the third book, The Republic of Thieves. And then spine. And the backing. Then we have the Owlcrate edition of Where Dreams Descend by Janella Angelis. I just think this is like absolutely stunning. I love this cover. I love this spine, and I love this back. And I think I'm actually going to pre-order the second book very soon. They also have very pretty end papers. and it is also signed by Janella. I'm like drowning in books here. Then we have the Owlcrate special edition of Among the Beasts and Briars by Ashley Poston. This one has really pretty like berry colored sprayed pages, and that's the backing. And this originally had a white cover, which I usually would like more, but I really like the berry pages. And this one is also signed by Ashley. Then I have the collector's edition of Caraval by Stephanie Garber. So this is a beautiful, beautiful slip-cased edition, and this slides out here. And then we've got our ticket for Caraval right on the front cover. You saw the spine already. And then this is the back cover, which is truly, truly beautiful. And then I also just love this map. Okay, now we're up to the last section of the video, and that is all of the Cassandra Clare books that I have. Where to start? Okay, so we'll start with the most recent. So I have the Infernal Devices box set. These ones I actually did keep in the box. I don't know why. I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to put that with the rest of my boxes. We have Clockwork Angel with really beautiful pages. And the top is just like the plain blue. Then we've got the back. Then we have Clockwork Prince. Again, really, really stunning pages and beautiful backing. Finally, Clockwork Princess. Pages, pages, backing. This is such a big pile. I also have the Fairy Loot Dark Artifices on order, so I'm excited to receive those at some point soon. Then I have the Waterstones exclusive editions of the Eldest Curses series. So book 1 is the Red Scrolls of Magic, book 2 is the Lost Book of the White, and I've been checking constantly to see when I'll be able to pre-order the third book, and these are our backings. Then I have the Waterstones editions of the Dark Artifices. So the first book is Lady Midnight, and it just has runes all the way around. I think these are actually called rune editions. Then we've got Lord of Shadows, Queen of Air and Darkness. I also wish that they would just like re-release the Mortal Instruments in rune editions. I think that would be amazing. Then I have the 10th anniversary editions of City of Bones and of Clockwork Angel. City of Bones actually has the gold gilded pages. These are the backings, and then these are the spines. Then I have the Illumicrate editions of The Last Hours. So we've got Chain of Gold and Chain of Iron. These are the spines. These are the beautiful sprayed pages. And then these are the backings. And then I also have the Waterstones editions of The Last Hours. So this is Chain of Gold, this is Chain of Iron, these are the spines, and then these are the backings. I'm done. I have so many books to put back now. That's gonna be fun. Okay, glad I did this video first. So those are all the special edition books that I currently own. I do have quite a few on order as well, and I also have some that I'm always just looking out for. I think I'm actually gonna make a separate video about my wish list of like all of the special editions that currently exist that I would do anything to get a copy of. But these are all of the special editions that are currently on my shelves. Hopefully you maybe found something that you'll add to your eBay watch list. Book collecting is a serious game. So that's all that I have for this video, and I will see you guys soon in a new one. Bye!